Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with ZeldaSpeaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, ZeldaSpeaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of Mindfulness on Higher Learning with ZeldaSpeaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Julie Myrista. I'm with the American Heart Association, and we have been up to our ears in sweetened beverage tax, so I so much appreciated the 5-minute meditation today that allowed me to get back to my center, take a few deep breaths, and really focus on what's important.
Shalom and good God morning. And thank you for joining me today on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution. It's your Monday morning mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Mindfulness stress release coach. I'm just here to make your day better.
In regards to the meditation that we did after the Philanthropy Club meeting, it was great because it gave me such a feeling of relief, and the softness of Zelda's voice made me slow down and take pace at what I was doing. Kind of made me concentrate on my breathing. So it was just such an asset to have that portion of our meeting. I don't think you get that quite at every meeting. It was just such an asset.
And the Higher Learning Network TV show channel. Higher Learning Network TV channel. Check that out too. Dr. Jason Lee Smith is with us today, and we're talking about stress relief, and pain relief. There's so much pain, Dr. J. There's so much stress in the world. For those, well, let me tell you a little bit about Dr. J. I met Dr. J. I don't know, how long ago was it? About 20 years ago, Dr. J?
Yeah, at least 15 years ago. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I was volunteering and still volunteering 30 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later at European American Association, EAAC.
Oh my Lord, that's right, yes.
And I walked in the door and there's this doctor there and I never expected that. You know, they have events sometimes. And there's Dr. J and he's explaining about the spine and the back and the head and I was like, who is this man? I don't even know him and he already knows I have a back problem. How could that be? So after his talk, I introduced myself and he invited me to his office. And let me tell you, I didn't use him right away. You know how we are. We dodge doctors, don't we, Dr. J?
Yeah, I hear you.
I dodged him for, I don't know how long it was, 6 months, a year, but one day my back went out. And let me tell you, if you have back problems, you understand. I literally, my husband had to carry me into his office because my back pain was so bad. But let me tell you what happened. When I left, I skipped out of the office. What? Are you serious? Dr. J is a miracle worker. Can I say that, Dr. J?
Oh, I appreciate that, but I went through a good school.
Yes, you did, and it shows because the movements that you did with my body, I am a testimony for life. If you are in pain, if you are stressed out, and you need some help, Dr. J. I can talk forever about you, but I'm gonna let you talk and tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started, Dr. J.
Sure. And I think it was in Humboldt Park that you and I met at the gymnasium there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious, that was
Yes.
I appreciate you remembering that. So I've been out practicing 20 years now, 19 years in fact. And right now, this is probably the most I've seen my patients stressed. So talking about stress and pain today is definitely is probably right on the right target of subject. I worry for my patients. I never seen them so stressed in my life. So that breathing technique, I'm gonna turn them your way for sure. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. But I have over 100,000 patient visits, and pain is our main forte when we're dealing with chiropractic care, and structural function is probably what we want to get you back to when you come in. And what you find is when you get back into the structure, gets back into its functional state, a lot of times the pain will go down, and with that, the stress goes down, and with that, what you get is a little bit of a normalization in life. And so a lot of it's just trying to show you how you're supposed to feel.
How we're supposed to feel. We should, you know what, Dr. J, I had no idea until I started going to orthopedic therapy that everybody's in pain. I thought it was just older people. I go to therapy and I see all these young people and I'm like, what the hell are they doing up in here? You're young. You're not supposed to be in pain. Really? Everybody it has nothing to do with age. I learned that.
Yeah, you can't predict stress or injury.
No, it is unbelievable. You talked about structural. Once you get the structure, what do you mean by that, Dr. J? We've got a commercial break coming up here at 7:30, so I'm gonna let you tell us a little bit about that, and then we're gonna go to a commercial break and come back and take that.
Sure, yeah. So structurally, what we want to do is we want to get the spine back in alignment to take the pressure off the nervous system. That's typically a chiropractor's first step. But as a chiropractic physician, I first do the assessment, make sure everything's in alignment. And when it's not, we just put what's out back where it belongs, train the muscles, with enough visits, just more or less usually takes about four or five visits to get the body to respond. And once the body stabilizes, we can show the patient how they're supposed to feel. And hopefully at that point, get them out of pain. If they're not out of pain at that point, usually we're looking into imaging, MRI, things like that to make sure that we're not overlooking something. Mm-hmm. But once you get the body back on its track and show the patient how they're supposed to feel and help them really realize that they don't have to be in pain and that they, can feel a lot better than what they normally do. What you find is that the physical and the mental stress, goes down, but the mind eats up the body over any physical activity. And when we're dealing with such uncertainty in society right now, especially with the COVID, and I'm at a nursing facility right now, so my dad had a stroke, so we're here, trying to take care of him. So I'm wearing a mask just to be in compliance here. Otherwise, I would let you see my mouth moving while I'm talking, so I apologize about that. But in the world of many things, so I love my patients, and I have about maybe 26,000 patients on file and whatnot. And over the 20 years, I've seen some pretty consistent human reaction to what we do. And and the nice thing is that you get to help people, show them how they're supposed to feel, and walk away knowing that you may have had an impact on their life, just like you.
Yes, I'm a living, walking, talking witness. I tell everybody, when you feel your body is out of balance, we call it getting sick, but it's not. It's just out of balance, and you've got to bring it back in balance. So thank you for sharing techniques with me that help me bring it back into balance. And we're going to help bring you back into balance too, by sharing some very important messages with us. So stay close, and we're going to take this very important message back, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Zon.
I support trying limits for all elected officials. I'm standing the need to bring home growth for our business community, jobs, housing, service for our senior citizens, and healthcare. We need new ideas and new approaches to government representation. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Vote for me and send me to Washington, D.C.
And
more by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
And that's a message from Dr. Willie Wilson, who is running for U.S. Senate, who is challenging Dick Durbin, who's been in office for 37 years. And I think that's a real long time to be in office, especially if nothing has changed in the communities to help people. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness with Dr. J. Jason Lee Smith. I'm sorry, I always say Dr. J. I always call you that.
God bless you. That's perfectly fine.
If you are just tuning in and you'd like to join the conversation this morning, call us at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. You got to press 1 so I can see your number light up on the switchboard. Today's traffic and weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you're a business owner or an entrepreneur in need of business supplies or personal, I bought a car, truck, we travel, we've done everything. Check out itex.com and be sure and let Karen Kelly know that you heard about it right here on The Female Solution, and you get a $100 bonus sign up. That's trade dollars. That's not cash, that's trade. So everything you do, you've got services you want to trade, this is the place to go. So as we take a look at the expressways, there are a few isolated weather and traffic. There's a few isolated storms coming in Indiana. But right now in Chicago, low in the mid 80s today, all the way up to 86 degrees. It's hot and humid. You see me here sweating here. I refuse to turn on the air conditioner because it was on all last night. I don't want it on all day too. I need to sweat, Dr. J, because I know sweating gets the poisons out. Anyway, humid today and lots of shower storms headed our way. But 80s all week, so that's a good thing. But did you know that there's a Category 1 hurricane going on in Hawaii right now? Hawaii, really? Oh my God! Yeah, so won't be going there anytime soon. Anyway, as we take a look at the traffic, Metro and CTA are reporting no delays, but on 67th and Marquette, Jeffrey Boulevard is closed down due to a shooting. Don't like to report bad news. I'll just say it's closed down. You get enough of that on Main Street media. Right now, as we take a look at the Kennedy inbound from Ohio to Adams, is tapping on the brakes. It's 18 in and 15 out. On the Eaton's 26 in, 20 out. On the Eisenhower, it's slow at Western Avenue, 23 in and 22 on the outbound. On the Stevenson, 16 in, 15 out. On the Day and Ryan, it's heavy near Chinatown, 18 minutes in, 10 minutes out to the James Burns. And on the Bishop Ford, 10 in, 11 out. Lakeshore Drive is 9 minutes in and 12 minutes out, slow at Buckingham Fountain. And that's your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you're in the mood to travel, as some people are, I'm not ready, Dr. J. They send me things, all the updates all the time about all the what do you call them? What do you call those houses you rent for timeshares? All of that's available, but I'm not going anywhere, but you can still buy things. Anyway, it's 7:39. Thank you so much for joining us. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. If you are in any type of pain today, then this is the show for you. We're talking about whole body healing with Dr. Jason Lee Smith. Many of you know about my accident in 2013, where I was in excruciating pain day and night. And this is the man that I thought of, because I didn't want to go to the doctor and get pumped up with pain pills and become an addict like many do. After my surgery, I was on pain pills, Dr. J, for maybe heavily. I was taking 800 milligrams, or what do you call that? What's that pain pill? It's an epidemic right now. I can't even think of the name.
Oxycontin?
It's like that one.
Okay.
It's an opioid. I know that much. I can't even think of the name of it. But anyway, I was, thank God, as a sugar addict, how did I wean myself off those pills, and I'm still got a challenge with sugar? I don't know how that happened. But anyway, I didn't want to become a opioid addict. So slowly but surely, wean myself off. But that's one of the things I love about coming to your office, Dr. J, is that you don't try to push pills on people. You sit and you listen, which is a rare occurrence going to a doctor's office. Why is it that you listen and a lot of other doctors don't? They just don't have time. Well, I don't understand that. Can you help explain that, Dr. J?
I personally would rather see less patients and be able to get to know my patients in a way to help them understand. I'm a functional doctor, so in a way, I tell you why your pinky toe hurts, causes you to have headaches. And really, to understand that, I need to get to know you. And so the first step is really getting to know my patients, where they're coming from. We do a half-hour consultation with every new patient to make sure we're all on the same page. Learning what they do for a living, what's dragging them in, what's bringing them down, what's causing their pain. Whether a big part of the transition into our integrative clinic, which is, I currently own I own Wicker Parck Chiropractic Health, but we just opened up 606 Health as an integrated medical practice, almost like an anti-opioid clinic, to let people know that they can have an alternative to fight pain without necessarily relying so heavily on meds and whatnot, and give people options in a way that and show them that works. That's one thing. If it didn't work, Zelda, I don't think I'd be in business. That it's one of those things where I developed a new. I reorganized my medicine in doing the 606 and refined it in a way. And if I can't get a patient feeling better in 4 visits, we need to take a deeper look at what's going on. Mechanically, it usually takes about 4 visits to get that neuromuscular memory system to reset itself. A big part of the adjustment is like, hey, stay here, stay here, stay here, and then eventually the body wakes up and says, hey, this feels good. And then through your stretching that you just spoke of and your breathing, your body then realigns you. And then your need for me should go down, and then you should go live life.
Okay.
And then when you have pain, you come and see me, or if you're not happy where you're at healthy wise, you come and see me. But we have some alternatives. I use a lot of acupuncture for stress relief and pain control.
Yes. I get so excited.
No, it's one of the cooler things I do. I've been an acupuncturist for about 22 years. I've been a doctor for about 19. And then we have massage, we have clinical massage, we have physical therapy to rehabilitate. But a big part of what our approach is that we clean up the pain first. We get you stability, show you how you're supposed to feel, and then we strengthen you in that conditional state. If you go in and you're injured and you start exercising, you're going to reinforce that injury. And so you kind of want to go in and find a position to clean up that body first.
Oh, you said something very important. If you go to the gym, I'm so glad you said that. Maybe 2-3 months ago, I'm at the gym, and I've completed my routine. I did my treadmill. I did some of the weight machines, the ones that I can do, and I'm on the floor doing my yoga and my stretching, my version of it, because I can't do it all. And instead of me completing, I saw a little young girl and she did a stretch that I used to could do, and I did it. And after the workout, I couldn't move. I was like,
Oh Lord.
oh my God, why did you have to do that? There's no competition. This little girl doesn't even know you. So why are you trying to do what her little body can do? She's this big and I'm this big.
We're
And
human.
it just dawned on me that you can hurt yourself at the gym. So the fact that you said that, and there's no competition. The only competition is in here. And I don't think it was a competition thing. I was just trying to do something extra and it didn't pay off. So yeah, you can hurt yourself at the gym. I'm a living example. So thank you for that, Dr. J.
Sure.
National.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I love it. Yeah, you should, and you have it right. You should always do it to your limitations.
Yes.
It's not, you know, I can have 20 people in a shift, and each person will have a very, very different, you know, presentation, ailment, and need. You know, it's very customized to each person's individual need. The key is teaching the patient, you know, what they need, how they need it, how they can implement most of it on their own, and what they, you know, when they need me, and just as importantly, when they don't, in that. So, you know, but working out is important, staying healthy. You know, I'm a big fan of the 20-minute walk a day, you know, the calisthenics, you know, limiting yourself to what you know you can or cannot do. Know that when you do overdo it, you know, you come and see me, and then I'll clean it up for you. We don't.
No,
Oh,
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go
Well,
ahead.
you know, I don't heal the patient. I optimize the body to heal better and faster. That's really the approach that we take as a chiropractic physician, and whatnot.
I love the fact that you said you do a customized treatment for your patients because
Yes, ma'am.
what worked for one person may not work for the other person. And I'm not knocking the medical profession or doctors who prescribe medicine on a regular basis, but it appears to me, and I may be in this boat by myself, but it appears to me that when I go to see a regular doctor, it's like, okay, this hurts. Okay, we're going to give you a pill for this. We're going to give you a pill for this, and we're going to give you a pill for that. And lots of times those pills don't gel. It's like, okay, so what about like what Dr. J says? What about doing some special movements to get the body in alignment? Traditional medicine doesn't offer that. Why is that, Dr. J?
The biggest reason I found, you know, everybody needs a good chiropractor, needs a good medical doctor, needs a good physical therapist, a good dentist, and whatnot. So everybody does need a good MD. You know, a big part of this, they're just really not trained in the biomechanical state that we are. You know, I'm very much a neuromuscular skeletal physician, you know, in diagnostics as well as treatment. And if I, you know, just like I'm not really heavily taught about pharmaceuticals, you know, they have their forte when it comes to their form of treatment is over here, and then, you know, I'm hands-on over here. You know, the benefit would be, you know, if you're in a lot of pain, a muscle relaxer and you know, some pain control is functional for the first 3 or 4 days, maybe no longer than 2 or 3 weeks. But if you're not getting the condition treated and getting, you know, whatever is causing your pain corrected, you may be stuck on those pills. And if they don't make those suggestions, then what happens is you just get stuck on the pills. You don't know where to go or what to do unless somebody tells you what to do or gives you guidance, like you are right now with your listeners, you know, letting them know that there's options. You know, at the end of the day, a big part of what we want to do is just let people know that you don't have to feel that way. You know, let me show you how you're supposed to feel. And it doesn't work for everybody. At the end of the day, it works for most people. I mean, the human body, we're all human. We're 99.9% related to each other genetically. You and I are more related to each other than I thought I was related to my first cousin. And when I heard that study, you know, we're all cousins at the end of the day. You know, and we all have very similar conditional states. You know, and our bodies are very similar too. You know, and so at the end of the day, you know, we're all in this together, physically, emotionally, mentally. And each person, you know, just needs to find that peace. And the key to me is that you just don't give up. Don't think that, you know, you have to live this way, whether it's me or somebody else or you know, it really ends up giving people an opportunity to, you know, things that we should have been taught in grade school, stretches, relaxation, breathing technique. The children, I probably should have been a pediatrician. I love treating the kids. And, you know, like the younger they are, the wiser they are. What takes you and I 10 visits to understand, a child can pick up in 2 or 3. And then they just tell their mom and dad, I got popcorn, because I call it popcorn. You know, they got popcorn in their back, and, you know, what's their favorite popcorn? Is it caramel corn, butter corn, cheddar corn? And then, you know, and then we let it go. We adjust the child. It pops, you know, it cavitates is what it does. Bone's out of place. When you put it back in place, it releases a little click. And to the kids, we let them know that's popcorn. And so that they can tell the parents, you know, hey, I got some popcorn, Mom. And then they know that they will take, their parents will then bring them into me. You know, it doesn't really require a lot, 2, 3, 4 visits a year. But, you know, it's when they fall and they injure themselves. Like when we were children, our gens, you know, were told, hey, get up, you're a kid, you bounce. Where, you know, which really right now at 46, I'm sure you can attest, it's one of those things where I get up in the morning, I'm like, oh my Lord, where's my chiropractor? Yeah. You know, which is, I go up to Ravenswood. You know, the literature says that you should see a chiro 10 to 12 times a year. And at 80, we're playing tennis together. You know, I don't even know how to play tennis, but 80, I want to learn how to play tennis. So, you know, and that's the idea. It's like, you know, you make 10,000 steps in a day, 300,000 steps in a month. You know, how many steps does your body go through before it needs a mechanical adjustment? Just like how many miles does your car go through before it needs an oil change? You know, and we explain this to the patients, and, you know, give them each one of their own route and their own approach, and how aggressive they want to be with it or not aggressive. You know, if you want to see me once in a while, that's perfectly fine. You know, but the key, God bless you, right? The key is that you know where to go when you need something. Yeah. You know, if you have something that, you know, if you have a need for, if you have a bacterial infection, right? This COVID thing, one of the most dangerous things is it leading to a secondary bacterial infection. You know, anytime you run your body down from flu, because this is my 19th flu season as a physician. And, you know, I've seen COVID-1, I've gone through, you know, both the bird flu and the swine flu with my patients. And, you know, this is obviously the worst. You know, there's so many factors to it that are just so confusing and whatnot. But, you know, getting to a point where you can prevent a secondary bacterial infection is always what's important when it comes to a lot of these things. But